Therefore, Jesus' statement correlating the Son of Man to that of the prophet Jonah is fulfilled through the Honorable Louis Farrakhan's journey, since this Son of Man is also described as the Lamb of God. The sign of Jonah that Jesus is referring to establishes one of the means or ways through which Allah has guided the Honorable Louis Farrakhan in growing him up into his predestined function as the Messiah, the Redeemer. This arduous journey itself is the function of the Messiah. The journey itself is the Messiah's journey. But what does this mean? The awareness that the Messiah is present is born of the fulfillment of the prophetic narratives of the prophets. That's how you know he's present. And he has to journey through the prophetic narratives, which makes him the Messiah. Therefore, you cannot explain the Messiah's presence without attaching his presence to the true meaning of the prophetic narratives. And this is what the Honorable Elijah Muhammad is revealing to us today through your brother Karriem. Now, how many of you can explain what I just said? So you would be wise to listen to what the Honorable Elijah Muhammad is conveying to us, because he said he would represent the Honorable Louis Farrakhan to the people. He didn't say how he would do that, but some of us want to determine how he's going to do it. Well, you can't do that because you're not him. So you can make me a block of stumbling if you want to. It'll be your damn loss. Now, in the verses we read from the Gospel of Matthew, the scribes here represent the satanic mass news medias, mass news media and the writers of the Talmud. The Pharisees represent the satanic leaders of religion and politics who overshadow governments. They're the shadow governments of nations. Well, they must recognize the fulfillment of the prophetic narrative of Jonah in order to know that the Messiah is present. Well, if you didn't know the meaning of the prophetic narrative of Jonah, you know it now. And you didn't know it until now. And why must you know? Well, this is a sign that the last prophet of the Caucasian people told them that they should look for. He told you to look for someone who would fulfill the prophetic narrative of Jonah. That would be the Son of Man. Now, we must keep in mind that Jesus did not give the scribes and Pharisees of this generation credit for being righteous. He called them wicked and adulterous. Yet they are the leaders, scholars, and scribes of this divinely condemned world. So this affirms that this Son of Man, likened to Jonah, would also condemn the modern day scribes and Pharisees who masquerade as the chosen people of God, and they masquerade as being highly moral when they are neither. Well, why did Allah require the Messiah, the Son of Man, to spend 3 days and 3 nights in the heart of the earth? We covered a little bit of that. How did the Son of Man spend 3 days and 3 nights in the heart of the earth? And what does this have to do with the satanic leader's crucifixion of the Messiah, the Honorable Louis Farrakhan? Now, again, of course, Allah has the complete answers to these questions. Allah's requirement to place the Messiah in the heart of the earth for 3 days and 3 nights, or in this case, 30 months, again, is part of the means through which he ascends the Messiah to himself. the journey of the Messiah. When we examine the Honorable Louis Farrakhan's 40-plus year journey among us as the Messiah, that is, in the absence of the Honorable Elijah Muhammad, his teacher, physical absence, we can ascertain the value of his 30-month exile because it bears on our salvation. This means that Jonah's so-called flight from his divine assignment was necessary as preparation for him to be able to deliver the divine message that ultimately saved the people of Nineveh. So you can't discount it. If Jonah's exile was not an essential part of his maturation as a divine messenger, then why did Allah mention this in the prophetic narrative of Jonah? We could have just been taught in the Holy Quran and in the Bible that Jonah saved the people of Nineveh through his preaching of the divine message and left it at that. But God wanted to include the other things that were important to Jonah's journey. There's always a journey involved before someone breaks out and becomes known. Most people don't recognize their journey. They want to be like that person, but they don't understand the arduous journey. They think it's a shortcut, but it's no shortcuts. Not if it's going to be, or that person is going to have an indelible impact on the lives of people eons into the future, as the Honorable Louis Farrakhan has and will.